Yeah, dude, why would you want your alarm to be 6, 7 the first thing in the morning? You rot your brain. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna call you back. Dude, what is this mess? Take a seat and let me explain. I wanted to get into mobile gaming, and while I was on Amazon, I found way too many cool controllers, so naturally, I bought all of them. I tested everything in the two main ways I think people actually play, and that would be mobile gaming and emulation. So for mobile gaming, I used Destiny Rising. It's been something I've been wanting to play for a while, so I was very excited. And for retro emulation, we're playing God of War, Chains of Olympus on PPSSPP because I've got an iPhone and I'm a PlayStation guy. Okay, starting with the first test at the Backbone 1 Pro controller. When I first saw this thing across my feed, I wasn't too convinced because I actually have a Backbone controller already, and I didn't think that the improvements to this would be that significant. I was wrong. The build is great. I love the texture. It feels kind of like a pencil eraser. Sounds weird, but trust me, it makes sense. Go touch a pencil eraser. It has more weight now. The joysticks feel better, buttons feel better, but the best upgrade, the triggers, they just feel really good. For the price, this is a great controller, and as you can see in this clip here, I'm using a Lightning phone, even though this is a USB-C controller, so that tells you that it's a Bluetooth controller. Not only is it super responsive on Bluetooth, but it's also really responsive while on USB-C. Don't worry, the rest of the testing was done on a USB-C phone. Don't tar and feather me in the comments. I did it on purpose, and I'll do it again if I have to. Backbone really stepped it up from their first controller. It's very comfortable, very responsive. The only downside is that the material doesn't really feel that heat resistant, so for someone who is really sweaty when they play games, this is not really that great for that. But overall, I would recommend this to any average gamer out there. This controller is extremely stretchy. Even stretchy enough to fit an iPad in it. Well, an iPad mini, not an iPad Air. My bad. This is the Razer Kishi VT Pro, loaded with buttons, yes, buttons and Hall effect joysticks. Ergonomics feel pretty good. The stretch mechanism is smooth. I give it a 7 out of 10 on comfort. I tested 2 different types of games and it did well. This is basically the Backbone Pro's main competitor, except Razer had PC gamer brain when designing this because everything is super clicky. My favorite part, it fits in an iPad mini, so this is perfect for the iPad kid in your life. So how do I feel about it? So ergonomics, they're okay, not my favorite personally. Responsiveness, this is probably the most responsive controller that I tested. So this is definitely something for probably the iPad kid like I mentioned, or just the competitive gamer in your life. Now this controller gets style points right away. This is the GameSir Galileo G8, and I just gotta say, I love the retro color. It looks very nice compared to my Retro Pocket 4 Pro. The ergonomics are super balanced and responsiveness on this controller is truly great. The build quality feels like the cheapest out of all of them, and that's rough because everything else about it is really good. If I had to pick between this and the original Backbone 1, I'd have to go with this, and it's cheaper too. The verdict, this is a very responsive controller. It's budget friendly. I would recommend this to anybody who wants to get into mobile gaming. Okay, so this one feels surprisingly good for the price, and it's very Xbox centered. This is the 8-bit Do Ultimate Gaming Controller, something like that. But okay, we have to get serious and talk about this controller honestly, because when I first unboxed these controllers and tried them all out, this one to me I thought was going to be the one. What a disappointment. So when I was playing the games God of War and Destiny Rising, I've noticed a lot of delays, especially in this clip here when I'm playing God of War Chains of Olympus, where I'm button mashing to save myself from this creature here. I got killed not once, but twice, and that was what I was thinking due to the input delay. And I went back into playing Destiny Rising, and when I was playing it, everything just felt kind of slow, a little sluggish, and I thought that, hey, maybe it's the buttons, but no, I think it was just the input delay because I had to do a sanity check, and when I did that sanity check, I did it with the Backbone controller, the original one, and my lord, it made such a difference. So unfortunately, this controller did not live up to my expectations. But, you know, I'm not saying it's a bad controller. This controller could be for somebody who wants to play some very light mobile games, like maybe Stardew Valley, Dredge, something like that. But for the competitive folks out there, I could not suggest this to you in good faith. I'm sorry. All right, but which one's your favorite, though? My favorite controller, you ask? Well, out of all of these, my favorite has to be the PlayStation Portal. Okay, I get it. Bad joke. But if you want to see my review on the PlayStation Portal, you can check that out in the video somewhere here. Anyway, so you want to know what my favorite is, and I'll tell you right now, it is the Backbone 1 Pro controller, but with an honorable mention of the GameSir Galileo G8. The Backbone 1 Pro is just really balanced, and I gotta say that Backbone really just stepped up their game since the Backbone 1 controller. I also gotta say that it's just very responsive and reliable. I would even want to play this on my iPad or potentially even on like a console if I had to. Anyway, I'm leaving links to all of these in the comment section, sorry, the description below. And if you already have one of these, let me know what your experience has been like with them. And if you want to pick one up, just let me know. I'm curious to know which one you're gonna pick and why. Overall, if you made it to the end of this video, please leave me a like if you found it helpful. It really helps me out a ton. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace. Also, if you subscribe, the controller you're currently playing with will no longer have stick drift, so it's a good luck button.